Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to our food, not a free review series. Welcome back to a free review, guys. Part 8. We got Luffy here. He's up against Yohan. He's gonna start out with the Kasori and Razor Mouse. So our opponent's gonna start out with his own Razor Mouse, and let's see what else. Grave Digger. Grave Digger is actually not good on this map, guys. Due to all these poison tiles, you actually can't block off anything that'll be of significance, and there's no obstacles either to remove. So I already saw a mistake here. So you had your Kasori in range of the Grave Digger. So what I would have done, since you already have your Kasori here, you can use his ability, right, to get a shot off at the Grave Digger and then move back. That way you would have got at least like 500 free damage off the Grave Digger. So that's definitely something you want to look out for whenever you can with your Kasori. Especially early on, facing a lot of inexperienced players, they'll place their units in front of your Kasori, unaware of the fact that you can just go ahead, you know, claw them and then step back so that you keep your Kasori safe while also dealing damage to them. You're gonna bring in a Bomangos. Bomangos is excellent on this map. So are a lot of mechanical phobies. You definitely want to go for that. Opponent's gonna bring out a, what is that, Mopsy? Or I don't know which one's this is. Cottontail. Okay. You're gonna bring in a Jar Cannon and see what else you do. Okay, so you just end your turn. So right there, what I would have done is you actually don't have anything covering the middle panic point except for Jar Cannon and Kasori. But what you could do instead, just move up with your Omegos. Either place him on this tile right here or this one. Doing so will help you so that you're covering this metal panic point while also allowing you to push a little bit. And since your opponent has no range units, right, you're able to take advantage of that early on because he has nothing to pressure your Bomangos for now. You don't want to, if he decides to take one shot off at your Bomangos with like either his Grave Digger or his Razor Mouse, then more than likely their Phobie's gonna die. As for your Kasori here, yeah, I already see it coming. You should have moved that onto this panic point because now I think your opponent is actually gonna push in and kill your Kasori, which isn't a big deal because it does. This is a horrible push, by the way, which isn't a big deal though because it does force your opponent to basically move in and get close enough to your spawn point that you could at least retaliate with ease. So always keep that in mind when positioning your phobies. You gotta think of what phobies your enemies has that can target your phobie, in this case the Kasori, right? Let's go ahead and go back to it. So right here, right, let's take a look. So the Grave Digger's in range and so is the Cottontail, right? And then so now that you established two phobies are in range to smack your Kasori if you wanted to. Next thing you want to look at is their damage. So let's just round that out. 330, 450, right? What is that, like 880? The Kasori only has 750 HP. So then it will kill. So that's the one thing you want to look out for Luffy is if you're ever gonna, when you're positioning your phobies, always look to see, you know, one, how many enemy phobies can target it. So in this case 2, and then the amount of damage they do, which is more than the health that the Kasori has. And then your opponent, let's see how you deal with this. Alright, right there, you actually could have just stepped back with your Razor Mouse, but you did bring out the Grave Digger, so maybe it's not really the worst play. I still would have kept the Razor Mouse alive. You should have just stepped on this pile of bones and then stepped right back so that your Kasori doesn't die, and you could use it later on to capture either the middle panic point or, you know, just body block it. You never want to give up your 1 key cost phobies just for no reason. There are certain cases where maybe you could deal that little bit of damage that will help you on later on, but this isn't one of those cases. So you're gonna go ahead and move forward, and you're gonna body block with your Grave Digger. Okay, Interesting, interesting. So it looks like you're getting ready to push, and you definitely do have the stronger army. Your opponent, it looks like he's just gonna sacrifice his Murder Wing and possibly his Grave Digger as well here. And all he's getting out of this is your own Grave Digger, which isn't the best. Let's see what you bring out. You're gonna bring out an Ice Cream. It's actually a very good phobia. I don't see it used that often. I just assume people just don't have it or what, but it's a very scary phobia. Its ability just freezes your the targeted phobia, which prevents it from moving or attacking for about 2 turns. So it's pretty good. So you're gonna lose your Wiggy, but that's alright because actually hold on, let me see something. That's alright because you force your opponent to move in. And let's see, what could you do here? No, this is actually a very complicated play. So I don't know what you're gonna do here, but what I would do, right? I would probably move my Bomangos here. Take a shot at his Ginsting. Move up with the Ice Cream. Freeze the Cassowary. Move the Jar Cannon up here. And then take a shot at the Ginsting. Because what I think you're gonna do here is you're gonna kill the Cassowary. But then next turn your Jar Cannon is just gonna die to either the Cowbell or the enemy Ginsting. But the play that I just described to you, it would have helped keep your Jar Cannon alive. And let's see how you respond to this. So gonna go ahead, catch the middle panic point, which is good. You're capitalizing on the fact that he doesn't have much covering the middle panic point. You're gonna go ahead, restabilize, bring out a Gesundheit. I don't think Gesundheit's too good on this map. I definitely would refrain from using it. Especially one, considering the fact you already have 2 1 movement tile phobies. You don't need 3 of them. Especially if Gesundheit is not resistant to the poison tiles on the map. You're gonna have a hard time maneuvering with it. I would have opted in with just the Contortio and just finishing off with the Murder Wing to kill the Cowbell. So your opponent's gonna bring out Sheeping Gas, which is not actually good for what you have out. However, your Bomangos and everybody's low HP. And again, like I said about positioning, right here, your opponent has 3 units in position to kill your Ice Cream, which I assume he's going to do. And he does enough damage. Ice Cream's actually not the buffest unit. So it's fairly easy to take it down, especially with Sheeping Gas. It does have a pretty high attack stat. But at least you are able to retaliate. You'll be able to kill off the Sheeping Gas here, I believe so. Could be wrong, yeah, no, at least the Sheeping Gas goes down. And then your Gesundheit, of course, falls in. And your Gesundheit's not really doing anything right now. I'm curious to see how your opponent handles this situation. Gonna get off a heal off on the Ginsting again. Ooh, and it's actually okay, interesting. Okay, well that's good. You actually, I don't even know if your Murder Wing was damaged. No, I was gonna say, but regardless if it was damaged or not, that was pretty good. He allowed his Murder Wing to not get the last shot off, so he actually had to attack second. So if it was, you know, damaged, it would have maximized its lifesteal, as opposed to letting the Gesundheit get 2 shots off and then having the Murder Wing finish off the K9000. Okay, so I'm assuming you just win now. I mean, there's no reason you should lose now. Yeah, you kill that guy, and then his clinical doesn't deal enough damage to kill your Gesundheit. So, I mean, that's pretty much GG's. I don't see how you lose this. All you really have to do is just pressure his heart with your Gesundheit. Yeah, that's pretty much GG's. We're just gonna go ahead and review back again to the misplays and stuff. Alright, so go ahead. The first mistake right here is you didn't capitalize with your opponent's poor positioning here. Like I said, you could have got the free hit off with your Cassowary against the Gravedigger was keeping it out of danger. You know? So just next time, just any unit comes into range of your Cassowary, go ahead and bop it and then, you know, fall back. And then this turn, again, positioning, always take into consideration what phobies your enemy has in range and the amount of damage they deal. Okay, and so right here, especially on this map, you know, each map's gonna be played differently, right? So rule number one, you don't want to have, on small maps especially, you don't want to have more than 2 1 movement tile phobies. So you already have the ice cream and the Bomangos. You don't need a Gesundheit. You know, it's just gonna refrain you from being able to push later on. Second, especially on this map, if you are gonna go for 1 movement tile phobies, you want it to be mechanical, because if not, you're gonna have a hard time maneuvering around with your phobia that's not mechanical, because then you gotta play around the poison tiles, making sure it's not getting poisoned and all that. And then again, right here, your positioning wasn't the greatest, but that's okay. You know, you'll learn. So again, you gotta take into consideration how many phobies are ranged. In this case, 3. You're only at about 1200. You know, these guys deal about 800 right here, plus that 13. If you guys do want to be featured in these kinds of videos, make sure to check the description down below. There's a form there you can fill out. Just follow the instructions there, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.